Welcome to another Community Focus. How are you, John?
How are you, John? I'm good.
How'd you get over the Halloween?
I was grand, John. I was fine. Samhain, isn't it? Samhain.
Samhain,
yeah.
Yeah.
We apparently started it and the Americans ran with it.
That's right. They're after
They do it well.
They do better than we do.
They do.
They do a lot better than we do.
Yeah, the movie's good too.
It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. A holiday.
And what's on the agenda today, John?
I don't know. I suppose Christmas is around the corner. The minute Halloween goes, you know it. We're thinking Christmas, and I suppose a lot of the stuff what we do here is to kind of target avoiding loneliness in people and older people, but all people, I suppose, and what's known as like social inclusion. And I suppose just feeling that you're part of something, even a group or a class, and somewhere to come and chat. Because I believe that 60% of people over 80 live alone. 60%.
I think you said that to me before.
Yeah. So and I suppose when you get to a certain age, maybe some of your friends have passed, and you could be the oldest or the youngest in the family. You might be the only one that's left. And I suppose it's about like there are things you can do to help, like. If you know a neighbour's on their own, you could reach out and just have a chat with them. You might be the only person that comes into contact with that person, and that could mean an awful lot because it's, someone to chat to. Or
that's in fairness, you were saying that. No, we've experienced that through the Age Plus. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we've experienced that even some of the time. People just want to chat rather than get anything done.
We do the friendly call service now.
Yourself,
no, you do it sometimes for us, John, Melanie and Elsie, and and even to chat if someone is going into hospital, maybe they might have a bit of a fear or just get it off their chest, and then or they might have a job to do around the house, and then one of our lads goes down, and that's another connection in itself. And you know what? It's vital. It's more than the job. That human connection is very important. We're very social creatures at the end of the day.
Quite honest with you, John, I didn't realise that like a lot of people that we deal with, their partner has passed away, their husband, wife, and if your family living away, especially out of Ireland, you are actually left on your own a lot. I know a lot of them are too proud maybe to ask for, which we all have that bit of pride in us. Yeah. So but when you're young, you don't realise it that. Like if you're lucky enough to see the age, that sometimes we're not all here forever.
No.
And sometimes you could be left.
It's very important. A lot of what we do is when we're putting together the classes for people, we do kind of bear that in mind. Now, not everything we do is based around the elderly. Obviously, we're all inclusive, But we do create some classes. Like, for instance, there's a one-pot cooking class, and the idea behind that is, especially the old school, the lads are on their own now. The wife may be passed or whatever, and the old school lads mightn't have been very good in the kitchen. I know it's a modern thing now where men love to think they're great cooks,
which is
it's a good thing.
It's a good thing, really.
Yeah. But those lads, there's lads out there, that burn water. Yeah. So a lot of that is to kind of show people and give them a bit of, I suppose, you want to look after the nutrition, their health and welfare, but also just so that they're not sitting at home just eating kind of frozen foods and all that, and that they're able to. And then you have the connection of the class and there's other like-minded people there. So there's a whole thought process behind, and the outcomes for us in classes aren't often an accreditation. It's not a cert. Sometimes the outcome is social inclusion. You are a part of a group. You might make a friend, somewhere to go and have a coffee, have a chat. And that's really a lot of the outcomes for those type of classes.
And that's where it's good, John. That's where these classes are good.
It's great. And we noticed that we had a class in there a while ago, and I think two of the ladies were in nearly an hour before. Do you mind if we come in early? And of course we don't. We love people in here.
But that's great. But see,
community centre.
That's what it means. Community is a big thing, and I think that's, thank God, I think it's starting to turn around again. That community is starting to come back into the Irish.
The COVID thing as well is kind of
that off.
And the fear is a fear, isn't it?
Fear, sure. If you'd a chest, anything wrong with you, you're afraid to go out. You're afraid to have anyone.
If you coughed in the supermarket a couple of years ago, you looked like you were
putting a gun on someone.
Yeah, exactly.
So it has. Thank God that bit of sensitivity is starting to come back with people again. Yeah. which is great.
You have to live, don't you?
You do have to live.
There's an element of chance in life anyway. You can't. It's about how you minimise those. Dangers or whatever, or you treat them. No, it's great to see people back. It's
getting into the psyche of people as well, that they need to start having more contact with people, especially as I said, the kids are away overseas. They might only see them once every year at Christmas time.
Zoom or something. And
it's Christmas time for a lot of people is a lonely time of the year.
It is lonely, and like, I suppose the HSC brought out a couple of things about, you know, how you can help people, you know, during these times, and if I one or two things there.
Yeah.
So I suppose we talked about, you know, getting older or even physically weaker, so you mightn't be able to leave the house. So no longer being the hub of the family, whereas, you know, when you're a certain age, you know, the mother, everything, the glue that binds us all.
Yeah.
And so that may no longer be the case. And you've left the workplace, and that's tough for people because there's suddenly, you have men and women that have suddenly had such kind of an important place within a company, and now suddenly they don't have that, and that takes a toll on your mental health as well.
Well,
it's a transition.
On the scrap heap.
It's a transition period.
It really shows people that you get. I think in some cases you get hit that, whoa, I'm old.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to be working anymore. You're out of the loop, even with...
Don't feel useful.
You're out of the loop, even if we've a couple of people that have retired from here often calling.
Yeah.
And at times they've even told us that they feel out of the loop because the old cracks that are going on all the week.
They might miss one.
They might miss one, they could, and then you're catching up.
Yeah.
And then you actually feel you're in the way.
That's it.
You know, so what you said.
So, other stuff is like, you know, the deaths of spouses and friends. We won't be all doom and gloom, but, you know, disability is one, or an illness, you know, a long-term illness. So it's easy to feel left alone, as we said, but it's some of the things you could do. So reaching out to people. So, you know, there's a neighbour down below. You get an odd smile. You might know, but, you know, take that chance. Say, oh, hi, well, you know, I'm living up the road from you. Maybe if you're healthy and they're on their own and they have a bit of a small garden and you cut yours, sure, what's another 10 minutes maybe to offer? Have a cup of tea with them. You know, the milk of human kindness goes a long way.
Even if they're worried about you coming into the house, even just warn them.
Yeah, or even if you're just doing the garden and wave, and they might come out to the door.
Yeah, and just have a chat on neutral ground, kind of.
Exactly. You know, and that doesn't happen enough. So that's where we come in with the Aging Plus, and our lads go out and they've all got their IDs.
Yeah.
And they'll approach, and the people get used to them anyway, and they know them and trust them, and that's important.
That's important. Very important.
So coping with it. So I suppose we talked about inviting them maybe for a cup of tea. Maybe like the friendly call service, keep in touch over the phone, and like we do that at the same time every week, and that's important because that's a routine, and that might be the only interaction that person has with somebody in a week. It's frightening. Now I heard it when I did the training for the friendly call stuff. I did it with Cork Partnership, who would be they would do the biggest friendly call service in Munster, and a shocking thing was that we heard that sometimes they talk to people and their birthday come and goes and they don't get one card, and that's kind of sad. It's sad. So, you know, it's things like that.
It's like you don't exist.
It's a reminder that you're alone, and look, the whole idea, you're not alone. You know, there's a network of people out there, and if you take the time out, friendships can be very important to people at any age.
I think so. I think that's, like, we're all the same, John. We all have, as I said earlier on, we all have our pride, and some people are afraid to ask for help. That's it. But if you need help, you should ask for it. There's plenty. There is, you know.
It's tough. And if you're not going to ask, maybe if you're observant enough, and like we would be, you know, you've done the training at the friendly call, we kind of maybe spot the signs better than most. But you know, ask. It's okay to approach someone. Well, you know, and just have a chat. Anyone that comes into our centre, they love an old chat, and we love to chat. As you know, we're all very kind of chatty people anyway. Like,
but that's the way it is, you know. Because that's the way.
That's all. A connection.
You know, talk about something different. It's nice to just talk about something different. How was your day?
Have you any news?
How are you getting on?
Yeah,
that means a lot.
So I suppose there's another thing as well we do a lot of. It says here, learn to love computers. The computer is your friend. Your computer is a gateway to information, communicating. I know, like you were saying there, like people could be in Australia or whatever, or abroad, family, and Zoom. I know it's not as good, but it's still a connection. It's still a connection.
Rather than speaking to a person over the phone, you're actually seeing them. You can even judge what.
But you are connecting.
You're connecting. You know.
So it's better than nothing. It's not as good as sat in the same room having a cup of tea.
No. But it's still a friendly face.
One of the things we did here, we have two IT lads. Actually, we have four really. We have two volunteers, and what they do is they work one-to-one with people with technology. So especially, I suppose, some older people especially wouldn't have grown up with mobile phones, and you know all they can do now on computers, so they'd be very cautious. But we would work with them in giving them the basics. We even have classes around that, and we would help them, you know, choose a mobile phone, explain how certain things works, and that's very important. That gives people the confidence then, and that builds a connection with the digital world, which is the future, let's be honest.
Oh, it's only going that
it's
way.
Only
it's not
going that
back.
way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So we provide all the computer classes, basic computers, Android and smartphones, because let's be honest, a lot of people will never use a laptop, but most people have a phone, and most of them can do, WhatsApp and all that kind of stuff. So the other thing we would suggest is get involved with your local community activities. A choir uses our building as well.
That's right.
Join a choir. That's a good idea. You'll meet people probably your own age.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if they're not. You can connect with anyone. It doesn't. You don't have to be the same age. But choirs and even other groups like retirement groups. And we had clubs here, art clubs, and even a book club.
Yeah.
Get involved with your library, see what they have to offer.
Even those they used to have out by Garvey's just out the road. They used to have a walking club.
That's
where people over a certain age would just walk maybe a mile around if they were able. But they'd all meet up and then they'd go in for a cup of coffee then.
Yeah. And they had a bonus. You're keeping fit.
Keeping
your circulation.
You're getting out for the hour. You're
brilliant.
Having to sit down afterwards, having a chat.
Yeah.
That's probably 2 hours gone.
And you feel good. And when you exercise, the endorphins are released and you naturally feel good.
And it helps you sleep then at night as
Absolutely.
well, because a lot of people, smarter people, can't sleep.
It's win-win.
It's a win-win situation. Even my late mother was the same. We were trying to get her into an offer for her going to Lisnagroy to cards and doing things. Someone phoned into looking. Just one of the
call in. We're not taking calls now.
But someone, just got out playing cards, playing drafts, bingo nights, things like that. They would have collected her on the bus twice a week, and she refused.
Yeah.
She just didn't want to go out.
No, and that happens as well. And I suppose if you leave, it can, I don't know, it's a tough one. I suppose when people lose their mobility and stuff, it can happen. My own mother as well, doesn't get out much these days. But look, even if you not getting out, if that's not your thing, even just making sure you connect with people,
get a phone call, phone someone, talk,
which is good. Look, I suppose they're the kind of things we would advise people to do. But getting involved, like as we said, book clubs, walking, women are better at sharing, and that's always been the way. Women express themselves better, and it's something I suppose men should be aware of as well. It's changing for the better.
Yeah.
But men had this thing, it wasn't, I don't know, you can't share your feelings with someone, which is very archaic, it's very old style. But now, men's sheds, they're fantastic for older men especially. No, they'll take any age, I believe. No, they used to have a kind of a certain age, but now I know of younger men that might need it too, and they're fine with that. But it is important for men to share as well. Because
men don't do enough.
No, because women have this great way of sitting down and bonding straight away, and quicker because there's whatever women's intuition or whatever it is, and they're just better at expressing themselves, and we need to get better as men.
We do
that, and that will the knock-on effect of that is better mental health for men,
for everyone.
Because the statistics don't lie. Men's mental health and all stuff is usually
way higher.
Suicide rates of men are higher and all that kind of stuff and that's because you don't share. You don't unburden, and it's important to unburden and unload, and stuff like men's sheds and groups that men can get involved in, because of a certain age as well, men might bond better with other men, and that's just the way it is. So a men's shed is good. Now I know the women's shed is up and coming.
There's a women's shed as well, which is
which is great.
That's great, John.
Which is great, but in particular the men's stuff, because I think men would be not as good at joining new groups at it. When you get to a certain age, and it's important then that men aren't lost in that kind of that whole conversation.
And in men's sheds then as well, don't they do certain things? Maybe a boat building. I do these the small boats, the decorative boats that you can put up your windowsill. There was one place, I don't know where it was. I don't think it's St Mary's, somewhere else, but used to do all these little boats.
Yeah.
And they
that's right.
The crowd years ago, the Airfix, was it? That was what it was called years ago.
Airfix, the models.
They'd make it, they'd cut out these pieces and they'd put them together then in timber and things like that, And you're getting skills that you might have never had when you were younger day and you worked there. That you
even if you're not into that, you could just join and be a part of the group.
LCFE as well. John had a place up there. I don't think it was a men's shed. I think it was actually
a group.
It was a music, but people used to make their own instruments.
Oh, that's fabulous. Yeah.
Like some violins, guitars and stuff like that. There was a place when I was going there off to the side of LCFE, there was a small, but I think it was probably probably needed a payment, but these people were in their 60s, early 70s,
Yeah, well, you know what? It's great. It's great.
And people that never made instruments before or anything like that, they were tutored how to make them, and that was another hobby.
And that's but guaranteed there was friendships made and stuff.
Oh, you'd see them going away to they all went away after lunch together.
I remember I was involved with the Min Shed out in Ballinenty when I started in community. I worked out in Northside Family Resource Centre, and they used to get, honest to God, the friendships they created out there. They used to hang out together. I remember giving them lifts places, and they were a whole. Yeah. They were great crack. Yeah. And they were buddies. And they weren't buddies before then. No. And it's amazing. And, they'd join up in classes, and they were all rogues and great crack, And that's because the Min Shed was the catalyst. That was the thing that brought them together. And then, and we can see it here. You can see the returning. Even we've getting a lot of men these days to do our classes, which is lovely.
We never know.
Yeah, offering I suppose some of the craft classes tend to draw in women a bit more, but like with the local heritage and family history brings in the mix. Because everyone's interested to see if they're related to I don't know, Black and Tan or something, or someone dodgy. Yeah.
But I do notice even with the art classes now, there's more men going to the art classes than it was all women years ago.
It was. Yeah.
So that these hobbies that people are starting to pick up,
which is good.
Is good.
Yeah.
And just because you're doing a bit of art doesn't mean anything.
No, everyone wants to be creative.
Yeah, it's in us creative. So why not?
No, there's been a great upturn in male interaction with our centre, which is great.
But it's great, John. And no matter what community they're in Limerick City or Limerick County, we urge people to find out what's going on in their local community centres, and to go out there and like you don't have to come to St Mary's. We're inundated at the moment. We've 30 classes a week now. We could add another 30 onto it, John, if we had the space.
Yeah, easily.
So the demand is there. If people, no matter what parish they're in or whatever, don't feel afraid, but they're all quite welcome to come down here as well.
They can fill your diary, so go and look at the local kind of notices in your local shops and this, or you go down to community centre. Family resource centres are fabulous as well. They're kind of the they're one shop for community development. So if you call in there, they usually have an older person's department as well and all that.
And even in our case, John, sorry for cutting across, in our case we put up the post office and the credit union and everything.
So
people will see
Facebook is our friend.
It
really works for us.
It's great. That's one of the best things you brought in fairness, John.
Interaction. We need to just interact as people. We're social creatures. We do better when we're together. People do better. Even in our approach to how we do what we do here, collaboration. It's all about doing things together.
Yeah. But John, we were even saying it there yesterday. We were just talking about this, that if you've a load of sheep or a load of cows, if anything's threatened, they all huddle together. So we're the same.
Yeah. Strength in numbers.
We're in the straight in numbers. Yeah. We're an animal at the end of the day as well. And it's good to a problem there's a problem to solve.
Yeah.
Because you're going to meet some people that have had the same problem worse than you or less than you, but you can get advice.
Yeah. There's a good cohort comes in there. They're good people, and it's growing. And as you said, we need more room because we could do more. But that's
and the same in fairness, John. St Mary's here, the same in Limerick City Community Radio as well. They're urging older people to come up and start doing shows if you want to do shows. If you wanted to learn how to do the radio, come on the radio and just speak into a microphone, which is daunting at the best of times. But you see the way we are now, when we're stuck under our
credit to you, I only got used to it through you and the confidence.
I'm sure you're singing karaoke's now, no, John. They can't get
I meant not. No, you wouldn't want to hear me in the karaoke. Paul, we know Paul that's very good at the karaoke.
He's very good at the karaoke.
Oh, he's a lovely voice. Very like Celine Dion.
Yes, he looks like Celine Dion from behind as well. But John, but it's great. Just it's something that you can't do. Just why not give it a shot?
Yeah, why not?
Why not give it a shot? Because we're all capable of doing it.
Yeah, it's no such thing as failure just by kind of turning up and being a part of something.
No, and as you said, try and get out from behind the curtain, looking out the curtain, if possibly can.
But if that step is too hard for you, as a person that's maybe listening that is more able-bodied or more social, if you spot that in someone, maybe you make the first step and just check on your neighbour. We don't want to move to our heads are stuck in phones walking down the street. No. We don't want to lose the Irishness in us that we do kind of look. Now we not too nosy, but we do look out for our neighbours. We do know who our neighbour is. You know, that kind of like, we don't want to move away too much from that. I know, you know, you're anonymous in this world, especially online and all, but you know, you do want to maintain that kind of community kind of aspect of kind of caring that someone down the road, and
everyone wants to be someone. Yeah, that kind of way that you want, you know, not just a percentage, as they call it. Yeah, such a percentage. Statistic. That's the word I'm looking for, John. You know, everyone wants to be someone. We've all stories to tell. Yeah. Like, especially older people. Like, they've been there, done that. Oh, sure. Look, they have great stories to tell, which a lot of, and in fairness, a lot of the younger kids are starting to listen again. Yeah. The folk stories. Stories and things like that.
We hear enough of them here.
Yeah, we hear an awful lot of them.
I think one of the latest things we heard from somebody was that there may be a medieval alley along this road somewhere. That's probably right. Just a bit down the road toward the arch. Yeah, it's things like that. That's how you find out things.
The wall outside I thought was the walls of Limerick, and it's not actually the walls of Limerick.
It's not the original. It's part of it, but it's not the original.
Yeah. The one further down is actually the walls of Limerick, the big one.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's an investigation into that or something at the moment. And there's a Quakers graveyard around here, is there? Yeah, I think so. And there's also, I found out there was like there was an orchard, there's a pear trees or something, and they were cut down like in 1980 by the council. I didn't realise, but I think one was saved. And they were there for hundreds of years, and bad decision whoever chopped them down, but I think they saved one of the trees. Yeah, there's loads of like little bits, and you find that from people that live in the area and they're passed down.
That have local history. And that needs to be
that needs to be shared.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That some of these people that, and you were saying as well, John, that unfortunately their families living away. Yeah. Their loved one, their partner has died. Yeah. And they have a ball of information to just need someone to listen.
We had a tutor here before, Jen, and she was talking about putting together a book maybe of conversations. I suppose the podcasting, which you're heavily involved with here, maybe putting together those stories and kind of cataloguing them before they're lost forever as a project, and then maybe releasing it. Something that's always
great if someone even wanted to call in.
This is the medieval quarter, you know. This is like the island, as it was known, is an island with lots of historical significance in the area, and you know,
even if
so much to
some
share.
People wanted to come up or go up to Limerick City Community Radio and give their stories there, or come in here and we can pass them on to Limerick City Community Radio, and just try and make a program out of that would be great. Through the people, and get their voices heard. If anyone was interested in it, it's out there from you know. And as I said, this place is a relaxed place. If you want to come in here, they're away from everyone. There's no one looking into them, and they can talk away and talk freely.
Probably something to offer everyone.
Something to tell.
We try to anyway. I mean, there's some new stuff we're kind of doing now, and I think we're doing a course now, caring for horses. It's under the equine kind of pathways to equine employment.
Well, that's
it's for in areas like ourselves, and you know, maybe South Hill, Myras, who have like a lot of people that are into that. Horses, and why not funnel that into something? So there's something here for everyone. We're always doing strange stuff and stuff that might trigger your interest in.
But that's a very good thing, John, for younger people, especially how to look after like it doesn't have to be a horse, but it gives.
So there's something here for everyone, is what I'm saying. So there's loads of stuff like we're doing, like
but that's great, John. And there was a fairly big turnout at that the other day.
There was,
and there were young people.
Yeah, we're doing healthcare support now at level 5 in January, which will be, you know, like the people that work for HSE and stuff that go home to home, or they work for home care and all these come Bluebird, and they go around and they have older clients which they might have to check in on, and so we're trying to get people. It's an employment kind of one, so we're trying to run it here because there's a lot of flexibility, especially with single parents and kids, that they can work around to collect the kids. So we're trying to think outside the box, and we're throwing around a load of other stuff. I'm looking to do a mental health first aid course to make sure people do a mental health check on themselves.
Well, that's a good thing, John. We all actually did that here, didn't we?
You did. You piloted it for us. Loads of things like that, like, and all sorts of different types of crafts, and just you have to freshen it up. Well, and then you get more people in, and then that's the start of it. People are interested.
People are interested, and once they make the jump, they'll keep coming all the time, you know, and just keep getting out. Have a hobby.
Yeah, and it's like Hotel California. Once you're in, you never leave.
Once you're in, we can't leave. That's right. Be fighting to get out of here. John, that's great. Thanks for that.
Thank you, John.
Information today, John, and I hope the listeners enjoyed that. And we just want to state to people, you're not alone.
No, you are not.
And there's always someone there, and we're always up here, and Limerick City Community Radio are always there down Edinburgh Street. If someone wanted to get involved in radio, no matter what it is, editing, stuff like that,
that'd be great.
It'd be great as well, because Michael Connor and Richard Smith up there are only too glad, and Liam Bourne, they're only too glad to help people.
Isn't that great?
Get on the lift, because they enjoy doing it as well, and they did it with all of us, so I started with them as well, and
we get the benefit of that here, John.
But John knows benefit goes both ways, John, and thank you very much today.
Thank you, John.
So we'll say good luck now from St Mary's Adult Education Centre, and also from Limerick City Community Radio. We hope you enjoy the show, and we'll talk to you again in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you. Thank you very much.